If you enjoy the content on this channel and would like to help me out with the production of more content for this channel, then please consider supporting me on Patreon, link in the description down below. Hello everybody, this is SeetherCord, and welcome to sort of an update video. I wouldn't really necessarily classify this as an update video because it kind of has a message that I want to talk about in this video. But nonetheless, here is a video updating you guys on my life and what has happened as of recently. Now, about just over a month ago, I made a video telling you guys that I got a new job, and I was at that job for about 2 months, and just a couple days ago, I ended my job there. And there is a couple reasons as to why I did leave that job, but don't worry guys, I do have myself a new job now currently. I'm going to be working at Krispy Kreme soon.
Back at it again at Krispy Kreme.
And that's very nice to know as well. But I did in fact leave the job due to multiple reasons. So for the people that didn't know, I was working at a gas station. And I will clear out of the way that working at a gas station does have its pros and cons. One of the few pros of working at a gas station is that you more than likely will get paid quite a bit of money there. And the reason as to why that is because it has very low staff. And because of the fact that there is very low staff, you will be getting a lot of hours there. And that was one of the reasons is why I stayed longer than I wanted to, was because I felt like I was willing to put up with the negatives because it did offer a pretty good paycheck. But that does counter into one of the major problems I do have with working at a gas station, is that it does make you work a lot. And when you work a lot, it tends to get a little bit stressful. And the reason why it gets really stressful there is not because of the fact that I have to work so much, but because of the fact that schedule changing is rampant there. Because the turnover rate is very bad, we tend to get a lot of people quitting very frequently, and not even when putting in a notice, they just flat out quit or they don't want to come into work. So you're pretty much forced to have your schedule constantly change. You're not able to really schedule anything else. And that was why for a long time, for the past 2 months when I was working there, you didn't see that many videos from me. It's because I didn't have any time to do anything else or to really schedule like a live stream or anything, because the schedule was constantly changing. I couldn't plan out anything in my life. And to go back into the aspect of working a lot, I think within the span of 2 weeks, I worked right over 100 hours, which I didn't really mind it at first. I thought it showed I was a really hard worker, and I am a really hard worker. It's just that I realized that still, like, I shouldn't feel like it's something you have to do. Heck, I even had other people who suggested me not to do that because it's going to burn me out immediately and it's not healthy for you. And I thought, oh no, I can just work my way hard. I can put a lot of pressure on myself and be fine. No, I cannot. I did tend to show signs of me being a lot more stressed. I wasn't handling certain situations well at home when I wasn't at work. I was constantly stressed out. It was affecting my sleep. My anxiety levels were getting higher as well. And just with the fact that you have to work so many hours at a job, because of the fact that you pretty much have to do it because the turnover rate is really bad there and they don't have anyone else to cover it, it gets very stressful, and it honestly at times does not feel like it's worth the paycheck. And after some time, I realized that yeah, the paycheck wasn't worth it, so I went on to Krispy Kreme. At Krispy Kreme, I'm working a lot less, and that also goes into another reason as to why I left, is because I do plan to start college soon. And I do think I would be able to manage working both there and at college, but I feel that the added stress of having to still work a lot at the gas station and going to college, I feel that it really would have affected my performance in college with being stressed out a lot there at the gas station. So I do feel like it was a good move of me to leave there before I started college, because I did not want to have a major impact on my grades. So yeah, most of the aspects as to why I left the job was because of scheduling and time management. The only real other reason that I left the job, besides the concept of hours and time management, overall, the job really did not have trustworthy management. And the reason why I say this is because I did have one case where my manager there was doing something that a lot of places would frown upon, even from other managers, if they were doing this. And whenever I would go into my shift, a lot of the times I would go in after my manager was there, and she would be ready to leave when I would get in. And when you work on a register, every worker there has an account. And when I would get on my register, my manager would tell me, hey, don't sign into your account before you get started working here. Just work under the register today under my name. And I didn't really mind it at all or really put any thought into it because this was the first job I had where I had a lot of work with a register, and I haven't had that much prior experience with working with a register before that. And even though I didn't really mind it, a lot of people, when they found out that she was doing that, they advised me to not let her do that anymore, because that is a very dangerous thing to do when you work under someone else's register. Because when I worked all those shifts and like the thousands of dollars in sales that I sold to people there, a lot of it went under her name. So I still ended up getting my paycheck for my hours, but when it comes to like corporate looking at all those stats and all, they think that she was the one who got all those sales and not me. And it makes me look bad. Also, another thing that could happen would be that if something ends up going missing, or if there's an incident that happens on the register or so, my manager could blame me for it. And this manager was not a trustworthy person at all. She didn't really do her job. She was on her phone a lot. She smoked a lot. She didn't really get the tasks that she needed to get done. The assistant manager was really stressed out because she had to do all the work of the manager had to do as well with their own assistant manager work. And it just wasn't a good environment overall because of how she was running the place. But now I've left, I'm going to Krispy Kreme now, and I do hope that I do a great job there. I feel like I will, and I will enjoy the fact that I will be doing less hours so I can have more time for myself and for college as well. I do feel like leaving has taught me to make sure to limit myself as to how much I will put into certain things, because I do have the type of personality where I do put a lot on my plate, and sometimes I'm not able to properly see when too much is too much for me to put on myself. But that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this little update kind of video as well. If you want to further help out my content, please consider supporting me on Patreon, hitting that like button, turning on that notification bell, and subscribing all together. I've been SeetherCord, and I will see you guys next time. So, goodbye everyone.